Hello, what's going on then? It's Eldrad Wolfsbane, back to the Dungeon RPG, my folk D&D Part 2. Okay, anyway, uh, combat is back to being deadly. Combat. Very simple combat. Governed by GM's rulings, make that shite gory as all hell, like melee combat really was. Heartbeats need to be elevated again during combat. Fast, fast, fast! An OSR death save of up to negative constitution minus the damage for characters only or important NPCs. Roll that number or less each round or die. And I'm telling you what, try that. Just in your OSR games, once they go below zero, subtract that amount below zero from the constitution score. Roll the constitution score or less, or they die on the spot. Now you can just simply go to, like monsters and most NPCs will die at 0 hit points, but this is very dramatic. Bandage and healing will work if it gets you back to 0, but for the most part, NPCs, monsters, dead. They're cannon fodder. They're extras in the movie, so Back to small maps. No world maps drawn first. Inside to out is how you need to design your worlds. Okay. If you disagree with me, you're just wrong, okay? Make maps as you go. Trust me on this. Start with your one map, and then from there, your small setting, and then branch out. Go one page up diagonal. Trust me on this. You end up making some really cool stuff, but you also divide and conquer. So what you end up having is a world created that you yourself are also discovering it. It's pretty darn cool. You can have an idea, maybe have a rough map, but don't draw world maps anymore and plan the whole world out. It's a waste of your time. Get back to gaming. Trust me on this. Okay. Also, I have tools to build any structures. You can have like big 300-foot high walls and things in mega medieval structures. The default back to the dungeon world is a post-imperial world, Dark Ages and such. But there was multiple empires, or there are now multiple empires. There was one world empire at some point in time. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. You can do what you want with those rules. Also, I have flying machines because I just think flying machines are cool. And they're not really totally steampunky here. They're still... a lot of imperial forces would have things like that, depending on which empire and such. Mass combat. I've got a mass combat system that works really well, but also I'm going to be coming up with another one that has piles of D6s that's just real quick, kind of based on the original little war game that had a fantasy supplement in it. Let's build dungeons again. Get back to the dungeon. Remember this. Just start making mega dungeons. You can get 4 pieces of graph paper and easily come up with about 100 or so rooms or plus. Remember, GM fiat. Make rulings, not rules. That's what this rule system back to the dungeon is. Just simplified, stripped down. When you look at a character, class, or race, you see a bunch of words, but just write down the code words. That's all you have to do, and remember what it does. I gave a little bit of meat to characters, but still, ultimately, they're extremely simple. Make rulings, not rules, with the framework you got. Make up the rest, okay? And feel free to modify or change anything you like. I would not suggest giant skill list and such. Okay. Simplified, unified XP system. But gold for XP is still there. 1,000 gold pieces times your level per 1 XP. So, and yes, like it only takes 3 XP to make it to 2nd level. So, but, XP is going to be hard to come by in many times. You may get 1 or 2 points every adventure. So getting gold is going to help you out. So monsters are simplified now back to the level of OE and 0E, whatever you want to call it. What's cool about the simplicity of the monsters, they're just basically armor class, hit dice movement, and a small description with how much damage they do and such. They can be modified on the fly. If you want to make it more powerful, a 2 hit dice monster, just add 34 extra hit dice. It's just that simple. Simplicity, that's what it is. And not just the same monsters. Make something new and different. Mess with the players. Make them afraid again. Like, you can. The goblins still do 1d6, but instead of short swords, give them metal claws. Instead of short bows, they are now throwing blades at you and stuff like that. Ogres, for instance, I usually will, most of the ogres have a club, but one may have a giant bone or a big axe or a sword or a big chain with a stone block on it or something. Still the same thing, but let's make the characters afraid again of monsters. Also, with a system this easy, you can just make something up. Also, the secret formula in this game. Here is the secret formula. Everything is an attribute check. So, to do things. If it's a monster, it's not an attribute check. To do anything is 1/2 your hit dice, or level, added to a d20 roll plus modifiers. So, for instance, anytime you want to move stuff around, it's just extremely simple. Anytime you want to just add or make things up, you can do it. For instance, maybe there is some goblins, that are 1-hit dice monsters. So they have no bonus to, because it's every 2-hit dice round down. So, but maybe there's a group of goblins that are extremely highly trained fighters. They have +4 to hit, or maybe they're bred with ogres and they have +4 to damage, and they're like 5 foot tall now. Maybe an extra hit die. You could just add to it. It's super easy. Also got rid of most modifiers because the advantage-disadvantage system is used. It's extremely simple and it just works. Because speed, fast, that's what we're trying to do here. Treasure tables are now simplified. More to be done with these. Actually, I'm trying to come up with a D100 treasure table that just basically 3 or 4 of those instead of those damn charts, which I still have the charts. It's simplified and streamlined, but it's still the same. I'm going to try to where you just do a D100 roll and there's your treasure. That's in the works. It's not nowhere near completed, so just deal with what we got now. Okay, it still works. The game will be updated every year or so as needed, with previous editions becoming collector's editions worth possibly millions or not. Probably not. Yeah. In fact, the first printed version of this, they had the cover wrong. It looks like dog crap, and But if you think about this game, think of it like an Eye of Sauron phone needing to have an update. But anyway, this is the end of part 2.